Republican lawmakers in the U.S. House and the Senate have filed legislation to remove the judicially fabricated antitrust exemption that Major League Baseball has enjoyed for about a century. They say that it would be irresponsible to continue to provide special treatment to the Major League Baseball as they cause damage to hardworking Georgians and small businesses with their decisions to pull the All-Star game out of Atlanta. This is very interesting because, big business, the same thing with big business. We were just talking about that, how they are, they want special treatment. They love lower taxes, less regulation, but they're on the left's bandwagon with all this wokeism. They want their cake, they eat it too. And this is the same with Major League Sports. Joining me now to talk more about this is South Carolina Congressman Jeff Duncan, who, along with Senator Mike Lee, has introduced legislation to remove this antitrust exemption. Congressman, welcome back to the program.
Well, Tony, thanks for having me. The Major League Baseball has enjoyed an unconstitutional, many think, exemption from antitrust laws for almost a century. No other sports league has been shielded from antitrust laws like Major League Baseball. And their decision to go woke and remove the All-Star game from Atlanta and give it to Denver instead really reeks of politics. This happened because Georgia simply tried to crack down on cheating in their election system to make sure that the voters of Georgia felt like there was some integrity in their system. That's really something that Major League Baseball should think about because they had the Houston Astros sign-stealing fiasco. They should focus on their own problems in baseball rather than to play politics. Tony, I know you know this, but your listeners may not. The Georgia law requires a voter ID. That law should be the law in all 50 states. In fact, it is the law in New York where Major League Baseball headquarters is. So this isn't an attempt to stop legitimate voters from voting. It's an attempt to stop Democrats from cheating in elections, something they're notorious for doing, going all the way back to LBJ in Texas in the 1940s and dead voters in Chicago voting for John F. Kennedy. Democrat voter fraud has been around for a long time. We saw a lot of it in the last time. Voters just need to know that there's some integrity in the election system, and corporations who engage in this kind of political behavior to the clear detriment of one party's voters over the other, they don't deserve special favors from government. Right. And Major League Baseball effectively forfeited its antitrust exemption through this.
You have about 48 states that have introduced legislation to clean up irregularities that took place in last fall's election. The issue is that Georgia is really at the tip of the spear, and the left feels like if they can stop Georgia dead in their tracks, they'll send a message to the other states. So I understand that from the political left. That's how they play ball. But now they've drafted Major League Baseball and Fortune 500 companies into this. And so if you live in a glass house, you shouldn't throw rocks.
There's no doubt about it. These companies need to focus on doing what they do best, whether it's making a beverage or flying passengers around the world or running a Major League sports team, not bow to the whims of the woke mob out there and the Stacey Abrams of the world. It's wrong. And I think this is backfiring on Major League Baseball. And I think it's going to backfire on the corporations as well that have gone woke, and they're not going to go broke over it, but it's definitely going to hurt their bottom line.
So, Jeff, tell us a little bit of history here. Obviously, this, as you said, has been in place longer. You and I have been alive, going back almost a century. But Congress basically never paid any attention to it. American pastime, but not so much anymore.
Yeah, this does go back a long way, and it affects teams that want to transfer to other cities. They have to bow to the whims of Major League Baseball in general. It comes into salary caps for our minor league players and really affects, I think their antitrust exemption affects a minor league probably as much or more so than the big teams there in the major cities like Atlanta. But if they're going to play and dabble in politics like this, they need to lose that exemption and compete just like every other business has to. Why should Major League Baseball have an exemption that, Boeing or BMW don't have in this country?
So this would allow cities and others that want to have a ball team in their particular city state. They don't have to go through the Major League Baseball Association, the league.
That's correct. They could just have it. And you're already seeing things like this happen around the world. We just saw the soccer league over in Europe divide off, 12 teams split off to create another league and compete with the major soccer league there. Competition works, and
Right.
I think it would work in baseball. I'm a big baseball fan, and this hurts me a little bit, but it also irks me that Major League Baseball did what they did in Atlanta. You're going to see small businesses there, Tony, in Atlanta really, really struggle financially, that were counting on this, once every 20 years All-Star game coming to Atlanta and affecting their bottom line.
Right. One last question for you, Congressman Jeff Duncan. Any word from the Major League Baseball League regarding this?
I think they're saying, this has been tried before. Congress has filed bills before to get their attention. I think ultimately they're going to hear from the fans who, wanted to come to Atlanta and experience a great night of baseball in the South, who may not go to Denver, who may boycott Major League Baseball in general. That's where the pressure is going to come from. This just raises awareness. Is this bill going to pass a Democrat-controlled House, Senate, and presidency? No, it probably won't. But it is a shot across the bow, and Major League Baseball needs to take notice. I think they have, and we'll see what the outcome is, Tony.
Well, I hope that many of these bills, which we would call kind of in the inside messaging bills, will be around when the Republicans have control of the Congress. And so I think corporate America, as the leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, the Republican leader, warned recently, you know what, you need to stay out of politics and just do what you were created to do.
I agree.
Congressman,
and that goes to corporations as well, not just Major League Baseball. So this wasn't a brushback pitch. This is something we take seriously.
I am all for that. Congressman Jeff Duncan, as always, great to talk with you. Thanks for joining us.
Same here, Tony. Thanks.